At exactly 0314 local time, 90 kilometers southwest of Tehran, the Islamic Republic of Iran achieved something no nation had managed since North Korea in 2006, advancing a clandestine nuclear weapons program to within 3 weeks of breakout capability despite comprehensive international monitoring. Deep inside Fordow fuel enrichment plant, buried 90 meters beneath solid granite in the Zagros Mountains, 2,710 IR-6 centrifuges were spinning uranium hexafluoride gas to 60% enrichment. Another 48 hours and they'd cross 90%. The facility had been hardened against conventional strikes, triple reinforced concrete, overlapping air defense coverage, geographic isolation. Iranian nuclear scientists believed they'd built the world's most impenetrable enrichment site. Someone was about to demonstrate that impenetrable is a marketing term, not a physics assessment. The United States intelligence community believed Iran had miscalculated the threshold. Iranian leadership believed the world would accept a nuclear-capable Iran rather than risk war. Both were operating with perfect intelligence on the other's capabilities. One side had satellite constellation data updated every 47 minutes. The other had Russian-supplied air defense systems designed to shoot down 1980s cruise missiles. Someone's strategic assumptions were about to meet kinetic reality. The GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator wasn't supposed to be used outside war games. The United States had developed exactly 20 of them starting in 2007 as part of the Big Blue program specifically for deeply buried targets the Pentagon considered strategically intolerable. Each bomb weighs 30,000 pounds, 5,300 pounds of AFX-757 high explosive shaped into a hardened steel casing designed to punch through 200 feet of reinforced concrete before detonating. Only the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber can carry them, 2 per aircraft. The weapon Iran's air defense planners were preparing for that morning had been upgraded to the GBU-57E/B variant in 2023, enhanced penetration depth, improved fusing accuracy, seismic sensors that triggered detonation at optimal depth. These weren't precision weapons in the traditional sense. They were geological events delivered by GPS coordinates accurate to 3 meters. The Fordow facility wasn't built for accessibility, it was built for survival. Construction began in 2006, 20 kilometers north of Qom, inside a hollowed-out mountain that had housed Iranian military command bunkers during the Iran-Iraq War. The International Atomic Energy Agency discovered it in 2009 when commercial satellite imagery showed suspicious tunnel excavation. By then, Iran had already installed the first generation of IR-1 centrifuges, 16 reinforced concrete blast doors, each one 4 meters thick, ventilation systems routed through 7 kilometers of hardened tunnels to prevent toxic gas insertion, power supplied by 3 independent electrical grids plus diesel backup generators capable of running the facility for 90 days without external supply. The enrichment halls themselves sat beneath 90 meters of granite, then 30 meters of reinforced concrete, then another 15 meters of shock-absorbing fill material designed to dissipate blast penetrator kinetic energy. Against anything short of a nuclear strike, Fordow was designed to survive. Against a weapon system specifically engineered to defeat facilities exactly like Fordow, it was about to become a very expensive cave-in. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber versus Iranian integrated air defense, composite materials and carefully managed radar cross-section versus S-300 PMU-2 surface-to-air missiles with 200-kilometer engagement range, a platform designed to be invisible to Soviet-era radar versus upgraded Russian systems deployed specifically to detect American stealth aircraft. The Americans had 21 B-2s. Iran had invested $800 million in Russian air defense technology since 2016. The technological gap wasn't measured in capability. It was measured in whether your opponent's radar can see your aircraft before your weapons impact their targets, like playing hide and seek when one player is a ghost and the other is relying on flashlights that don't work on ghosts. Here's the thing about revolutionary governments operating under existential threat perception. They don't calculate escalation ladders the way rational security planners do. Tehran needed a nuclear deterrent before Israel or America destroyed the program. The centrifuges at Fordow represented 7 years of sanctions-evading procurement, indigenous centrifuge development program, and political capital expenditure. Stop now and risk military intervention. The Supreme Leader's strategic guidance was unambiguous. Achieve breakout capability, then negotiate from strength. Desperation follows its own terrible logic. 0247 hours. 2 B-2 Spirit bombers, Spirit of Georgia and Spirit of Missouri, departed Diego Garcia. Combat loadout, 2 GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrators each, plus 4 GBU-31 JDAM 2,000-pound bombs for suppression targets. Flight profile, 3,400 nautical miles at 50,000 feet. Estimated time to Iranian airspace, 6 hours, 20 minutes. The mission had been planned for 14 months. Every air defense site cataloged. Every radar emission pattern analyzed, every backup communication node mapped. This wasn't reactive crisis management. This was scheduled demolition with diplomatic cover stories prepared in advance. 0312 hours. The bombers cross into Iranian airspace. Altitude 52,000 feet. Speed Mach 0.85. Radar cross-section approximately 0.0014 square meters, equivalent to a large bird. Iran's S-300 air defense batteries are active. The Bashir-1 early warning radar system sweeps continuously. What it doesn't detect: 2 aircraft carrying 140,000 pounds of ordnance approaching at 600 miles per hour. The B-2's radar-absorbent coating and flying wing design weren't built to evade detection. They were built to make detection physically impossible for radar systems operating in the X-band frequency range the S-300 uses. 0318 hours. Iranian Air Defense Command Center at Shahid Bagheri Tactical Air Base processes normal traffic, commercial flights on established corridors, routine military helicopter movements, 0 anomalous contacts. Their Russian-supplied Nebo-M VHF radar system, specifically designed to detect stealth aircraft, is operational, but detecting nothing unusual. The Nebo-M works on different physics than X-band systems. VHF wavelengths can detect stealth aircraft. The problem: VHF radar lacks the resolution for weapons targeting. It can tell you a stealth bomber is somewhere in a 50-kilometer box. It can't tell you exactly where to point your missiles. Knowing you're about to be attacked without being able to prevent it is its own special kind of helplessness. 0324 hours. 50 kilometers south of Fordow. The B-2s reach their release point. Spirit of Georgia banks into weapons release profile. The bomb bay doors open for exactly 8 seconds. 2 GBU-57s separate from their rotary launcher. Each bomb weighs as much as a pickup truck. GPS guidance activates. Inertial navigation system cross-references position data. The bombs begin their descent at 750 feet per second, accelerating. What Iranian nuclear program directors didn't account for: American intelligence knew Fordow's exact layout down to individual centrifuge cascade positioning. The National Reconnaissance Office had been conducting synthetic aperture radar penetration surveys since 2019. Each satellite pass added detail to the 3-dimensional model. Ground-penetrating radar from modified RC-135 aircraft flying along the Afghan border provided additional data. Human assets inside the Iranian nuclear establishment confirmed centrifuge hall dimensions, blast door locations, and ventilation shaft routing. Intelligence analysts predicted impact effects with 97% confidence down to which specific tunnel sections would collapse. The strike wasn't exploratory. It was surgical demolition executed from 50,000 feet. 0327 hours. Impact. First GBU-57 strikes the mountainside directly above Fordow's primary enrichment hall. The bomb doesn't explode on contact. The hardened steel nose cone punches through granite at supersonic velocity. Depth 15 meters. Seismic sensors detect optimal penetration. The fuse triggers. 5,300 pounds of high explosive detonates 105 meters above the enrichment hall. The shockwave doesn't reach the centrifuges directly. It doesn't need to. The shockwave propagates through solid rock at 6,000 meters per second. Every reinforced concrete blast door in the primary tunnel network shatters simultaneously. The mountain literally moves. Seismographs in Turkey register the detonation as a 4.3 magnitude earthquake. 0327 hours plus 4 seconds. Second bomb impacts 180 meters north. Same penetration profile, same optimal detonation depth. This one targets the ventilation shaft network. The explosion collapses 4